Great fun game today. How to play Breakout, a classic Atari game that's been around for a long time. Now, I've got a couple versions of Breakout here. The first one actually is the more advanced one called Breakout Boost, which we're going to play. I'm going to go over the rules. So super simple. We're also going to play a little bit of the classic Breakout game too, the one that was popular in the 80s, which is a simpler version of the same game. So let's get into it. Breakout is such a fun game to play. What you have on the top is a lot of colored bricks. And on the bottom, what you have is like a paddle. You control the paddle by moving it left and right. And the ball is essentially like a pong going up, hitting a brick, coming back down. You've got to hit it. The goal of each board is to clear the board. There's a few things you need to know. Number one is there are tricks to some of the bricks. Some of the bricks release more than one ball. Some of the bricks speed up the ball. Now, the strategy of the game is very simple, which is clear the game of all the bricks. But one of the ways to do that in Breakout is to, instead of having the ball keep coming up and down and you have to hit it every time, increasing your chances to essentially miss and therefore lose the ball, you want to try to kind of angle the ball so it can get through the blockade of bricks and actually bounce off the ceiling and work its way down, which I'm going to show you in a second. Now, I'm going to play at a ridiculously low level here, and let's just go ahead and play. Maybe that's a little too slow for me. I'll speed it up in just a second. But essentially, it's just an up and down game. Let's go a little faster. I'm not going to miss, but you're going to see that it's pretty straightforward. And you're looking to clear the board. Now, here I go. I'm able to move the ball up. And if I've done this properly, nope, it's coming back down. Hit the ball. There's a power-up that actually gives me a second ball. Now, this is different games have different variations. So I'll just use the two balls as a way to show you how I've got one ball bouncing at the top and one ball bouncing on the bottom. Different points that you can catch too. And it's pretty straightforward. Now, I need to talk about, well, in this particular case, I lost that ball, but it's okay because I had that second ball. Let's talk about the paddle. Ironically, the paddle has more to it than you think. If you hit the ball in the center, it just sort of goes straight up. If you hit it on the left side, you can angle it and go to the left. And same thing on the right side. If you can hit on the right side, you can go to the right. So the paddles actually have more to it than just making contact. And that's important because eventually when you get down to the bottom of the game here, I'm going to speed it up in a second, you could spend a long time just trying to get the final bricks because you got to kind of control it. All right, let's go a little faster here. I want to go up into the end again. So let me just do that. Does that get me to the top? Yes. So there we go. And I can even speed it up a little bit. And what's fun about this game is that you really go. Oh, I got two balls again. Pretty straightforward. Let's speed it up. And again, you want to clear all of them. You get... Now, normal games give you 5 balls. You can play harder levels where there's only 3 balls. Oops, there it is again. I got 2 balls. And then... And the next thing we're going to do is whoa! How fun. But I guess I've still got to get... There you go. Now, Breakout, the actual original Breakout, the board is always the same. The look, the layout of the game is the same. In this particular game, which is why I like to show this special Breakout, also called Super Breakout sometimes, all the boards are different. So you can wind up playing a variation of the game that, for example, looks like this. And that's kind of fun because you want to break through each layer. And I think once you kind of get through with this layer, you're there. And as you can see, you can speed this up and go faster and slower. I guess I'll speed it up for you guys. I've been doing this game for a while, and to be honest, I don't love doing it, say, on a laptop like I'm doing it now because it's harder to control. The old Atari games used to have a wheel that you would turn. So let's go ahead and take a look at the real Atari game. Here's the real Atari game. It actually, I think, looks simpler, but weirdly, it looks a lot cleaner, too. For example, look at these rows of bricks. You don't actually see the individual bricks in them. What you just see is what looks like a line. And there's our paddle. And on the original, actually, if you put it on hard, you make the paddle smaller. And they have lots of different variations on the game. So, for example, the simple game, let's just play that real fast. You're just basically going to get the bricks. Super simple and fun. And you're controlling it with the wheel, which I've got here, which you've probably seen. I don't need to show you what the wheel looks like. And you're just trying to break. And the way this game works is when you get to the 4th level, when you get one past that yellow to the first orange, the ball will speed up. If you think it's going fast now, it actually hasn't sped up yet. If I can get to the 4th level, let me try to do that. Now, as a kid, I could play this game for hours. It seemed like I never lost. Okay, we just need to get one higher than that yellow level, and you're going to see it speed up. Getting close. There. Now watch. Now it's going much faster, as you can see. And to me, I can't do it now, but the goal is to get through the left and right sides, open up an opening to get the ball to the top where it can bounce off the ceiling. Like this. If you could just eat away at the corners, you can get that opening in the corner. A lot of fun. And again, the goal is the same. Oh, almost broken through. Yeah, there we go. Now, like I said to you before, it also makes it harder to get those final bricks. This was a hugely popular game in the 80s, actually, when I was younger. Really nice, really cool game. Now, in the original version, there's lots of variations in the game. I'm just going to go through some of these other variations of the game, which were actually a lot of fun. The classic one was always the classic one, but this one was in the dark. In this particular one, not only would it light up in the dark, but it was also called, it's not breakout, it was called breakthrough, meaning when you touched the ball, it went completely all the way to the other side and broke through every time. And that was done in daylight or in dark, so I'm doing this one in the dark. So this is the dark version of Breakthrough. Weirdly, at the time, this was a very addictive game. This was even before Pac-Man and all those other things. A great game. It doesn't really ever die. It just seems to morph. It really should come back. I feel like they just need to get it better on a phone, and I think it would become addictive again. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Keep watching my other videos.